Welcome back to Being Guillén, our Field of Dreams show. We got not Kevin Costner, but Ozzie Guillén.
I'm better looking.
And I am James Earl Jones, the younger version.
I'm better looking than
You're
Kevin
better.
Costner.
I don't know if you're better looking than Kevin Costner, but way better dancer. He actually looked really good. So right off the bat, let's just get in the mood for Field of Dreams. I was there post game, walking through the cornfields of Iowa, just getting in the mood. Everyone was walking through the cornfields of Iowa. We were doing a shoot, and it was shirtless Ozzie Jr.
Well, I think we're I know you have a big garden. We wanted to recreate the scene where the people come out of is that weeds? The
cornfield.
They come out of the cornfields like they did yesterday in the game. But in the movie, they disappear, and then once they come through the corn, they come to life. That's why the field where dreams happen. In the movie you see Joe Jackson, but in our version you don't see Joe Jackson. You see Ozzie Guillén Jr. coming out, and
I was looking for Ladivino lost in the cornfield. Again, everyone was all corn maze. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a little shoot in my backyard on it.
Yeah, it was great.
I think it was great experience. What you did was awesome, and I cannot wait to see this.
So let's talk about this. Doing it for the gram this week was Ozzie Goes to Iowa, and the reason is Ozzie Goes to Iowa. Ozzie's gone to a lot of places in the United States, obviously playing, being a Major League Baseball for more than 20 years plus, traveled the world, but it was Ozzie's first time in Iowa. It was a great play-by-play.
I think he was the first Guillén to ever step foot in Iowa.
No. I've been to Iowa.
Really?
I just never been. Yeah, I've been to Iowa. I'm married to Sarah Wilkinson. Like, I've been to Iowa. But I've never been in that town. But Ozzie got to go there. Tell me about your experience. Obviously, everyone saw it on Doing It for the Gram. Your experience.
I went to Dyersville.
Well, it's funny because it was great.
Like 30 minutes from Dubuque.
I was lucky. I know I was driving. They gave me the opportunity to see. I never thought in my life. I went to Streeter a lot of time. United States has so much corn.
Well, yeah.
You can see. I can see Streeter. You're talking about a few miles, but you're not talking about 5 hours
worth of green.
It's unreal and so beautiful, so pretty. It's just amazing. It's amazing because I was shocked. How
far was the drive?
About 4 something.
So it's in there.
I was shocked because I'm back in my mind. I grew up in the city in Venezuela here. And I said, how people live in that area when
eating corn.
No, by the way, it's like one house there with all cornfield, like
20
minutes later, it's another house.
So obviously no Latino food, and you did not come across any Latino food. We saw you eating there. Obviously, there's no.
You stopped at Culver's. Do you remember what you had? Culver's is great. By the way.
My God, very good. I don't know.
Culver's is great.
I have the best, one of the best burgers.
Webb's favorite restaurant.
I ever eat in my life. Then besides that, I have obviously I see Hot Fudge Sunday. I ain't gonna miss that.
Ozzie's big.
So my big one though, my favorite one was Ozzie. You coming out of the cornfield, which was awesome. But then the one that they had a sign for Eloy Jimenez. Eloy hit it here.
People thought
he almost did.
No. People thought we made that up. We're driving, talking.
You saw it.
We just got coffee. There. And by the way, Chuck Garfia is the one see it, because Ryan was driving, obviously not be looking away, and he said, hold on, and nobody know what it was. I go, it's a Jimenez sign out there, and I teach Chuck about Jimenez being Jimenez baby.
Yeah.
Hi mom, and we turned back, and he just a sign in the middle of nowhere, and it was to me, it was the most weird. Great thing happened because we never thought people can't even spell Jimenez.
Well, the number one Dominican player of all times in Iowa is definitely Eloy Jimenez. Again, a great experience. Obviously, parents that have been involved in baseball, obviously the movie know that you can go to this movie set. People want to play catch in this movie set, but it was a great opportunity. So they built it in Iowa, okay? And the White Sox and the Yankees showed up. It was something like I've never seen before for any type of game, including games that are played overseas. This was a World Series type atmosphere. They were having live viewing parties on Twitch from Major League Baseball. They had Fox had the game on from batting practice while they were commenting on it. It was sponsors left and right. Players were coming out of the cornfields. Kevin Costner gave a whole speech before the game of the history. So it was a game that basically transcended the world of baseball, going back to traditional roots. You were there as someone that, you've been a manager. When I saw the players what they were making the players do, coming out of the cornfields, like, this is not an exhibition game. This is a game, two teams in the pennant race. The Cy Young, number one Cy Young candidate, is up for the race. So they did a lot of things pre-game with the players that I was shocked. And I thought it was awesome that they did it because I felt like the players were excited about it.
I think players went into it, love it. I don't see no crying and diva type of players. Like, when you go there, it was hard to get in. As soon as you're out in the set, in the ballpark, it's like
easy.
One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And I see a lot of great ballparks. And I think the way those guys dress up to announce the games, I think everybody was very happy to be there. I don't think people just be there like, oh my God, I gotta go there. Oh my God. But no, I think people was very, very happy about it. I spent time with few players, former players, talking about it. They was very, very excited. And one of the great experience, that experience was pretty neat.
I watching it as a fan, just been around the game my whole life. I felt like MLB, we have to give them their props. Sometimes we're a little hard on them and the commish. They did a really, really good job. They put a lot of money behind this. They were promoting it very, very heavy. It came out great. And not only did it come out great, the field looked great. It was easy to watch. That's all the pregame stuff. Everything goes unbelievable. Kevin Costner does the walk. And then the actual game does start, and the game supersedes everybody's expectations. It's like an instant classic. That's all people could talk about on the Twitter and social media. Obviously, you end it with a walk-off, and it's literally, they should make a movie about the game. I mean, it was that special. Obviously, I'm sure the teams wouldn't want to blow the save, but if you could have written a script and said, let's blow the game, and then our guy, who's our best player on the team, is going to hit a home run, he's going to walk it off, and then the Chicago White Sox beat the mighty Yankees, which I think Kevin Costner said it on the air. He's like, the two teams, great matchups. And that's another thing. The fact that MLB got these two teams, obviously that's from the movie, but the fact that if the Sox would have sucked this year, it would have been not great. Yeah. If the Yankees weren't in the postseason, in the hunt, it would have not been great. So, I mean, it literally came out, dare I say, perfect. Even the song, the music that was playing in the background when Costner was walking out, obviously music from the motion picture, but it was really, really great. So props to MLB, props to everybody that went there, props to people that worked there. This is just going to lead and open the door. Now I want to do a recreation of Major League. I want to do a recreation of the Sandlot. They should do a recreation for even a league of their own. So it was just awesome.
So by the way, I got to give props to the people who worked there. I was there when people was, I think like, oh my God, they're going to make him true. You know what I mean? It's only a few days before that happened. People was working, people from Iowa working over hours and make that thing happen. And all of a sudden, like 4:00, it starts storm. Like it's
the day before.
Oh my God! It's just like I was worried about it. No way they can play the game.
Yeah,
and the next day we went back to the field and we talked to the ground crew guy, the ground crew keeper.
What did you guys think? I thought it was obviously. I think I don't know what the dimensions were. I thought the ball was flying.
Yes,
the ball was really flying.
Well, so a guy on Twitter explained it to me. Again, everyone goes to the conspiracy juice balls, but he was saying obviously both teams have a lot of power, but you're playing in a field, old school baseball style. You're in the cornfield, there's a lot of wind.
Yeah,
so it's open. So there's no stands blocking the ball. So you're playing like literally like a little league type of high school. Like there's nothing blocking the wind.
I thought the score was going to be higher than what it was.
It was 9-8, I think, right?
And but I think going to be way higher. When they went to London, it was like 60.
Yeah, they asked Tim Anderson. Obviously, if you watched the post game, he knew right away as soon as he hit it.
So I love the fact. So he knew right away. So what was your favorite part of the game?
330 in the corners, 400 at dead center, but obviously no.
They want the distance. That's why we the old Comiskey Park. And I look around. I remember go around and go, oh my God, I was a weak hitter like that. I said, why?
I couldn't go deep.
I can go deep. I can't even hit the wall.
But I'm saying no, but the stands.
Get a stand.
But I'm saying the stands. And again, I would love the recreation of the Polo Grounds if you're gonna go there. super short on each side, super long in the center. But even the video game world. So the video game world is huge because I loved it because now you get to play in this MLB The Show recreation on the show. Kids are going to love it. It brings back to the connecting. But what was your favorite part of the game last night? Obviously, a great game. Is this a playoff preview? As Ozzie, what's your favorite part of the game yesterday?
Wow. A favorite part of the game for me when the introduction to the players. That was a favorite to me because that's what I watched the most games. And
it was very, very different.
Big fans of watch baseball, sit down, watch baseball game. Obviously, why? I spend so much time working on it. When I don't work, I want to stay away from the game. But the introduction from the players coming out of the cornfield, it was outstanding. You know what I mean? The flying through.
Yeah,
it was a World Series type game.
Yes, it was.
So my favorite part of the game was, I feel like Tim Anderson's very vocal and he puts himself out there. We need more characters like this in baseball. I think people are getting your money's worth with TA. Like it or not, he puts his money where his mouth is, puts the team on his shoulders. I love the swagger, goes deep. He's telling everybody it's over. The fireworks are going off. Because if you're going to talk and you're going to be on social media and you're going to change the game, that's the way to do it. He is the White Sox best player, and we have seen him from a shortstop who made a ton of errors to now batting title champ to now the best player on a first place team. So eventually, what is he on his 7th year? I don't know, 7th or 8th year. He's locked into a team-friendly contract. This is what kind of guy that you want to build your franchise around. And he was, if Seby Zavala would have gone deep,
it would have been the same.
It would have been the same. Although he drew the walks.
By the way, I watched that game. I said, you were sitting next to me.
No, I was home.
That's why you not walk people late. I said, why?
Yeah,
I was 80. I go, why? Because you're gonna fake this kid.
Yeah.
Next minute he don't run. I swear to God.
You can't walk. You can't walk. And you know what? In Britain, is a tough guy to take deep. He's a tough guy to take deep because his pitches are hard to elevate. So he took Britain deep. He walked Seby. But if Seby would have walked off, it wouldn't have been the same.
No, but if Seby hit a home run, it's a tight ball game. Yeah. The soon we walk in and say, that's the problem when we walk. I said, and the guy next to me go, hey, they go, why? What's the difference? I said, why? You got to face it next to you. Boom, home run. I said, I told you.
Well, I'm not going to say this. I was watching with you guys. I called both things. I called off the Yankees coming
This
back.
was Ozzie calling, not El Divino.
No, this is Ozzie calling, not El Divino. I said, that's why I was mad that Gardner or LeMahieu didn't walk. Because I said, if they have a chance I thought Judge was going to walk it off. Because I didn't think Stanton he's been struggling, but left the only pitch that Stanton usually hits, hit it. And then I said, it's going to be hard. But I saw the lineup and I said, they can't walk anyone because they let TA come. There's a part. I critique TA and NBC. So NBC, please tell your coworkers, erase all the bat flip videos. Okay, because that was a meaningless home run against Kansas City in a meaningless season in a meaningless year. That home run yesterday, TA could have done a bat flip, touch first base, taken off his jersey, ran backwards, crawled all the way to first base, and I would have been okay with it. Why? A walk-off in a huge game versus a team that dominated you in the first series. So they're playing playoff baseball. It's there, and it was a huge win, a huge walk-off with the Cy Young on the mound. Two teams going, your closer just gave up the game. That's what happens in the playoffs.
The ponytail gang is doing fine, except for the other third of it.
But I'm just saying,
Kopech and Kimbrough, they're doing great.
But it's going to be, closers are going to blow games. World Series, Bobby Jenks, best closer of the year, blew a game. Patsena goes deep. Good teams do that, and the White Sox prove to that. My question to you guys is, before we wrap up this segment, is if we were anywhere in Latin America, where would you have a game that you would like to see a throwback, Field of Dreams type of game?
Oh my God. Latin America?
In the world. I'm saying you can have it in Venezuela if you want.
Latin America, I'd say Santurce because Roberto Clemente was.
So it's funny you mentioned that. So the Roberto Clemente, so we're going to talk about this. If you could bring somebody back from a storyline, it would be Roberto Clemente.
Yes, I said in the air too.
Walking through the field, because obviously when 8 men out, this happened. African Americans and Latinos could not play the game of baseball in the big league level.
The only African American in the movie is Terrence Mann.
Correct. So it's a part of the story which was interesting, seeing guys in that uniform, how much the game has transpired and where we're at in the game today, which was really cool. Again, Tim Anderson, African American, hits the home run. So that was a huge part of it. But okay, so you say Santurce, Puerto Rico. You know
what? I would have loved, I think it would be great if the Dominican Republic got a game out there. I know Puerto Rico's gotten a game. I know Venezuela's gone
before. I think we got to
put the Dominican Republic is.
We got to push more attention to Dominican Republic.
You don't realize how big. I mean, after the American
Major League Baseball, yes.
Dominican Republic
so
is the number one.
So I want to say this. I don't think Ozzie brought it up yesterday. I don't think an official exhibition game, because obviously you're changing the rules, a dirt field.
Yes, like if you I know, make it like the way that they played
when they were like little.
When they were little,
yeah.
Make it like all dirt field, no grass. Make it like very rustic and like you know, and then obviously do it the best way they can to their abilities. But I think it would be great if they went to somewhere like, if it's possible, San Pedro de Macorís, and had a game, a meaningful game with 8,000 people in the stands, and the people would pack it, and hopefully, you know, maybe down the road, this is going to open up a lot.
Well, I think it's going to be like hockey with the game that they play outside, because I think everybody loved it. Everyone that I knew was texting me, "Are you in Iowa?"
Oh, they're driving me crazy this
morning.
morning.
If you would have been the manager, though, I think I would have been there. I wasn't going to drive. Or if also my son was older, because I saw Paul Konerko,
and AJ
and Jim Tomei. They took their kids to play catch, and we'll talk about that later, because obviously Ozzie did not take his kids to play catch in the Field of Dreams. I don't think Ozzie's ever played catch with us, but we'll talk about that later.
Yes, I did.
I'm just saying though, like not like official.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. We go and play catch with you guys.
I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying though. I said you've never.
You guys suck.
We did it on the field, but you never said, like in the movie, like let's have a catch outside.
No.
Like we did it like in a big league like a scenario, but you've never went up to us and said, Ozzie, grab your glove. Let's go have a catch.
But besides that,
by the way, he has said, Ozzie, grab your glove. Let's have a beer.
Correct.
By the way, because I think that was my life.
I don't think it's part of our culture though. I want to talk about that. It's a cultural thing, but here's the thing though.
I see guys playing catch with his son, and they even say hi to them for a week and a half.
Correct.
I don't. I never play catch with my kids, but I know what it was, what I thought. We talked to them every day. Every day I talk to them.
Avon is saying, y'all need to come back to Streeter and hang out in the corn.
Okay, well, there's a lot of corn in Streeter. So Field of Dreams remake starting. So Field of Dreams 2021. So if you haven't watched the movie is around a team that's called the 8 Men Out. Back in the day, players did not get paid a lot of money, so a team decided to throw the World Series. You guys can Google it, look at the reservation, but I was very surprised that Fox, no one in Major League Baseball mentioned the name of the great Shoeless Joe Jackson. They didn't mention anyone in that team, which a lot of superstars, guys that were huge in the city of Chicago, guys that were great baseball players, they were not mentioned. Yet, a two-time offender, Alex Rodriguez, was tweeting, Instagramming, was coming out of the corn with a Yankee uniform on. I'm just saying, they're embarrassing. There was sponsors that were gambling sites. Again, times have changed, but no one mentioned Shoeless Joe Jackson. If a movie was remade today, okay, about a situation where a team cheated or a player cheated, okay, who would you guys pick to play the role? I would love to see the story of Roberto Clemente, okay, with like Roberto's kids, because again, they never got to say bye to their dad. Again, Roberto's body has never been found. I really think that aspect of like the flip of like the Latino player, maybe like Jackie Robinson. Imagine like a remake of like Jackie and Roberto Clemente coming back to teaching a kid who's a young player. I'm getting goosebumps. A young player that's trying to aspire to be in the big leagues, and he's from a small town. And you know, if you build it, it will come. The new change. I think there's a spot there for movies. There's a lot of bad movies out there. But for cheaters, who would you guys make?
Even though he hasn't been, well, he did get popped with a quarterback once, but he was never allegedly. I would have loved, because I was thinking about it. I was like, I would have loved to see. I thought about Sammy when I saw A-Rod, and I was like, I thought about Sammy Sosa and how cool would it be if he had his Cubs uniform on, and like it's like, hey, like I did a lot for the game. Yeah. Like I deserve to get my.
So next year, the Cubs.
It's the Cubs next year, and then Sammy Sosa
walks out of the corner.
Walks out, and he's got his Cub uniform on, and the whole place gives an ovation. Because I feel Sammy deserves that. I feel like baseball forgot about him. And
Sammy is less of a. If we're doing the judgment on cheating.
Oh gosh!
In my list of
we got one in national TV telling kids how great baseball is.
I think offending. Come on! I'm saying offender-wise, I think A-Rod. If you're gonna put a list of like priority cheaters, I think Sammy is way lower.
A-Rod got caught twice with the new system.
Yeah, so Sammy's like lower in the cheating system.
But
again,
by the way, we assume
we never caught Sammy.
Nobody caught Sammy.
But I would love. That would be my guy, because next year to Cubs, MLB would be great. And think about the ratings. And think about how
Sammy comes out of the corner.
The Cub fandom would even though they're terrible right now, they would flock to
They might
Iowa,
not
and they would sell over 40,000.
Hey, by the way, maybe they don't recognize Fanny. Like they come over there and say, "Oh, who is that? Right, Sanders so white."
You get Ryan Samber, you get Sammy Sosa, you get Fergie, you get the guys that are around coming out again because you might not have
Club St. Louis.
Again, you get guys that are still. You got
Sammy is the guy that.
By the way, if Pools is retired, if he doesn't play anymore, you get Albert to come out of the.
Yes.
Again, I think Sammy Sosa. I have a guy. Again, I based it like Oni on what team is playing.
Yeah.
I would love to see. I don't know where he's at right now. Okay. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't know where Rafael Palmeiro's at. Okay. And Rafael Palmeiro's a guy that did not create a lot of noise, but he's a guy that's in a very special list. 3,000 hits, 500 home runs. He's on that A-Rod list, but we don't know where he's at. He actually disappeared. It would be a story of like, him coming back. Again, the list goes on and on. But again, Barry Bonds was a coach already. McGuire was a coach already. There's a guy disappeared. Sammy's never done anything.
He's been gone.
And the Cubs. He's been gone from the Cubs.
Yeah,
I agree.
MLB,
Who would it be for you?
You do it MLB.
Who's coming back?
I'm saying if you had to make a movie of a guy cheating and like
it's funny.
Something, who would it be? It could be anyone.
I think it's
could be Altuve.
But this movie is gonna be awesome movie. You know why? I will make a movie with Alex Rodriguez to see how not to do stuff.
Another one?
Wait a minute. But you know why? Because wait a minute. Let me say, he do everything wrong in baseball. Everything is possible wrong in baseball. With all my respect, he got caught cheating. He sued Major League Baseball. He was making deals, transition from Texas to New York. That's a fact.
And
wait, then
J-Lo caught him.
Then no, I don't care about his personal life. That's his own life. But then all of a sudden, this guy got more famous after he cheating than now. Now it's in national TV in 3 networks. 3. Fox.
Well, he's
ESPN. Okay, I know. Then how we going to teach kids? Say, hey, if you cheat, look who.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the point of the story. The best tweet, though, and again, I hate bringing him up. Jose Canseco said, "I hope you get lost in the corn." Because he was coming out. Jose said, "I hope you get lost." But again, Jose's the guy.
I'm gonna be honest with you though, because we got fans in here chiming in. Eddie from Top Wheel and a bunch of other people. No one likes the fact that A-Rod, they're both saying that A-Rod and Big Papi were both in the Mitchell Report. Our fans are not, people who watch this show are very smart, and people on Twitter are very smart. They're not the ones that give A-Rod the job. It's the network.
No, because he brings money. He's controversy does, and that's the thing. And A-Rod has been smart enough that he wants to continue making money. And he's like one of those guys like, I made a mistake, but I don't care. I'm still going to make money off of this.
So people know.
By the way, what day is today?
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, guys. I guarantee you, before I die, Alex Rodriguez, it will be a Hall of Fame.
Wow. He said it. So I'm going to say this, though. If we had to remake a movie.
You know what? Check Manfred also. Is somebody really care about what Alex Rodriguez did to the game?
He never
he roasted us.
But I'm saying if A-Rod gets in the Hall of Fame, which he should, I don't care. Not my thing. Before that happens, Shoeless Joe Jackson and A-Rod need to be forgiven. Hold on, they need to be forgiven. Pete Rose,
the best player everywhere.
Pete Rose needs to be forgiven. Again, we could talk a whole segment about that. How gambling's involved now in the game. The game has changed. It's a game of forgiveness. Again, we're going to be forgiving people and forgiveness, and we learn from lessons. Now things have happened in the game that are a little bit more serious than cheating in the game, things off the field. So again, we can go into that. But, we have a couple questions for the Guilléns, okay? If you guys could play catch in a backfield with any player or your dad of coming back in the field of dreams, who would it be?
I have a question. Have you ever played catch with your dad?
I think
with your dad. You played catch with your dad with my grandfather?
I was.
At any point in his
life. Because a small man.
Yeah, because I was in Okumar there too when I was a kid. Of course I did.
No, I was talking about like older.
Oh no, older.
Because you
in the
movie. It's very.
No, but it's funny because when I was a kid, yes, with the San Luis, the team called San Luis, El Vargas. When I was little, yes, I played catch with him. He said, now I play catch with him after I heard him. I say, hey, fastball after her breaking ball. Oh, wow, I'm sorry.
So if anyone you could play catch, who would it be? Mine is weird, but I have his jersey, and I've always been in awe of this guy. If I could play catch with anyone, I played catch with Roberto Alomar. He was older on the Mets, but I threw the ball around. Me would be Mickey Mantle. I love Mickey Mantle. I think the fact that he was drinking before games and his knee was a fettuccine. Mickey Mantle will be my guy.
You know what? I think that I'm going to be nostalgic. I really hope that I get to play catch with you because you never do. Like, you're like an 80-year-old guy.
And we have a game on Sunday, right? No, you can hop on the field and play catch with your old man.
But that's what I mean,
2 weeks ago.
I know, but I'm saying, like, I think that if I had to play ever, again, we have a really good relationship. But I think that, you know, I saw my friend Benji. He was there with his family, and he just kept thinking about his dad.
Yeah.
You know, I think that that's the bond because when you watch the movie, is that he never got to do that with the
Ryan too, right?
So I think there's a lot of emotion.
It's a baseball.
But I'm saying the Jim told me, but I'm saying I asked Moncada. Moncada took his kids.
Wow.
They flew him. So a lot of players. It was a big deal. Jimmy went, but it wasn't because they wanted to be there. It was like father and son thing. Like, it's an experience. I have also, like, if also would have been like 10 and he's like, I want to go. I'm getting in the car. We're getting in the car.
That's true. But is we had to play catch in that field. I don't want to play catch with you right now. Maybe 10 years, 15 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
When you were drinking, we had a couple of throws. Then we go.
I don't drink, but I think that
there's bar to be.
But I think that if I had a chance to go in and play catch with anyone, man, it'd be a hard one because I played catch with most of my guys. Louis Aparicio. I think I played catch with Louis Aparicio.
Very cool.
I think it would be just because out of Chill Carousel, because I met them as they're older. I think it would have just been cool, like play catch. Again, I played catch with Miggy.
Yeah, but my point is playing catch with them, Louis in uniform from 1959.
Young Louis.
Exactly.
Again, I played. When I get older, people say Miguel. I played catch with Miguel.
Yeah.
I was catching for him at first base.
I want to play with Mantle, but him in a uniform. And him being Mickey Mantle from the 60s.
I like to play. I would love to play catch with Roberto Clemente.
Roberto Clemente.
Yes,
that guy. Roberto Clemente, Pittsburgh Pirates, 19.
No, maybe Santurce.
No, and him not know who you are.
Or Jackie Robinson. Again, anyone that's from the past that's no longer there, just because you get to be like, tell me the truth. Tell me. Satchel Paige was a name that came up to my mind. Again,
we got people saying that they would love to play with Minnie Minoso.
Again, I didn't never play catch with Minnie. I think if I would have told him, he probably would have
played with Minnie.
You played catch with Minnie. Okay, next one. Fernand Tatis Jr., $300 million guy. The franchise player. No. I said I never played catch with him, but I'm saying there's a huge controversy. Not controversy because he's already paid in there, but he's been seeing the outfield. It actually looks really good. Is Tatis going to be moved eventually? Do you think you keep him at short? What's going on there when they tell the number one franchise player, hey, here's your outfielders?
I believe that the San Diego Padres know that Fernando Tatis can play anywhere because he's very physically gifted. Right now, he is not the most polished defensive shortstop that they want on their team. He makes a lot of errors, a lot of careless errors. And when you're trying to win a pennant or when you're trying to be in the playoffs, and they will be in the playoffs, but when you are in playoff baseball and they hit a ground ball to shortstop, that needs to be a guaranteed out. And Fernando Tatis right now is not that. Are they going to protect his shoulder? Possibly. Is he athletic enough, fast enough to play the outfield? Absolutely. We've seen this before. A-Rod's gone to third base. We've seen guys with bigger names. D. Gordon went from the outfield.
Hey, Robin Yount.
Robin Yount was a Gold Glover at short and at the Craig Biggio was a second baseman. Went to the catcher.
Gary Sheffield
has done it. Fernando Tatis can do it. And it will guarantee you take pressure off him because playing big league, playing shortstop at any level is hard. I can only imagine playing.
Well, I think he becomes a better
offensive player.
So I think that for him, they're saying if he can become a corner guy, okay, he can focus more on the hitting. He doesn't have to keep the weight off. You know, like I can just hit. Again, he's already signed like $300 million. He's not going to re-sign.
Right.
So for Tatis, it's like I don't care if I'm playing first base.
I have a question.
I already got paid.
Who going to replace him?
Well, A-Rod can replace him. You can sign someone, maybe Trevor Story next year.
The second baseman.
There's options.
Good players. So my point is that you finding an everyday shortstop is not easy, but I think that Fernando Tatis.
Pete Rose effect. You move wherever you want.
He's good enough, and I think he'll be moved, and I think he'll be better offensively because you guys don't realize this. Defense is so important.
Defense is key.
So important. You hit the ground ball to shortstop, they hit it over like 700, 800 times. They hit the ball there a lot. You need to be making.
Well, especially now,
you need to be making 15 errors
or less. The guy's now hitting balls at 150 miles per hour ground balls. You have to have good hands. It is what it is. Real quick. Pick two teams American League before we get into the last one that you guys see in the wild card in the American League today. There's a month left.
I hate to say this because I'm rooting for them. I think the Boston Red Sox are going to fall off. Okay. I think they're going to fall off. I know they're going to have Chris come back, but I think they're going to fall off. And I think the wild card's going to be – I think Oakland's going to get in the wild card.
So Oakland plays who?
then because Tampa would win the division.
Yeah.
And I would think it would be Oakland versus the New York Yankees.
Okay.
I think the New York Yankees.
I'm gonna say this.
I think the New York Yankees are trending upwards. And
This weekend,
even though they struggled yesterday, they've been playing better.
If the New York Yankees leave Chicago, swept,
that's a trouble.
or not winning the series,
that's trouble.
They're in deep trouble.
It doesn't mean anything to
The Sox can lose and they can regroup. The Yankees get swept by the White Sox this coming weekend. I have the Yankees completely out of the playoffs. I think Toronto goes in and sneaks in, and I think that we might have an Oakland, Toronto, Oakland, Boston. Boston, I'm worried because they hit the ground running so hard. They did not make a move for a closer. Does Chris Sale come back and just close? They need bullpen help.
Maybe.
Again, they have options. Again, is it the worst moment they're going through? Teams go through this, but I really think that the Yankees, this is their weekend to make a run. I think Oakland is.
I don't know because I just only follow one team, or the team going to play against them is the White Sox, obviously, because I work for them. But it kind of because it's still 2 months, month and a half.
It's August 13th.
Yeah, I'm month and a half.
We're already 2 more days, and we're in the second half of August.
To me, because I don't know, because 1 week, whoever played good 1 week and you play bad next week, everything.
Well, every game
flip around.
Yeah. But you were in that race. You've been in a wild card race.
Literally.
You did it.
I think New York going to be with Boston in a pennant race.
So what's your advice though? If you're in a wild card race, what's one thing that cannot happen?
Look, you got to cut.
You can't lose.
You can lose long.
You can't have 6, 7, 8, 10, and you can't lose 8 out of 10.
Oh, you're done.
You're done. Okay.
You got to be.
We've always said it. Winning the wild card is harder.
Harder than the division.
You're
6, 7.
You're competing
not only
against.
do you need to win. 4 teams need to
Well,
lose.
Seattle's like we're still in it. They're 4.5. Again, in their mind, they're still in it. So everyone's playing. The next question though is he's at 499. Okay, Miguel Cabrera. Wow. I actually texted his wife.
Wow.
Today could be the day.
Yesterday he got benched. You know,
So they
give him the
fresh.
fresh. They fly home. Okay, AJ Hinch. They were like, "Why is he not playing?" He said he can go home.
He's gonna break the record.
He's gonna
tie to 500.
500 today. Okay, and he's going to be. By the way, ironically, the Indians are the teams that he's hit the most bombs off of in his career. The Indians are struggling. They actually fell in second place. The part I find it interesting is AJ Hinch was picked to finish last. He finishes second in the division. That's a huge win for them moving forward. So I think that they're like, we want to beat Cleveland in our own little race. So Miguel Cabrera, 500 home runs. His kids are in the stands. As a teammate, as a manager, how do you plan for that moment of when it happens? What's the anticipation? How do you handle that?
I'm going to go first because I feel like as a fan or as a teammate, I'm videotaping the guy all day. I'm recording everything. So this could be the day that history is made. Miguel Cabrera, if I'm an Indians pitcher, I want to be in the history books. I'm laying one in there, and I said, I'm the guy who gave up the 500 runs to Miguel Cabrera, even if I'm not a known guy, because it's historic. You're going to literally – you don't get to see those all the time. I don't think we've seen those many live. The only one I remember was Jim Thome's 500 home run. You don't get to see those, a lot of those.
So that was my next question, though. So is that the biggest Detroit? Is that the biggest celebration you've had for a milestone in your career? Because Ozzie's had Tom Seaver's.
He had his 300 wins.
So he was there with Tom Seaver.
He was in uniform.
But I'm saying though, as a player, again, the Tigers season is meaningless. But when you're on the field, for Ozzie, you're playing shortstop. Because I'm saying though, for his career, because when he talks about big moments as a player, Tom Seaver's story comes around all the time. You're playing for a 300 win. So obviously, we were a part of.
So the 300 win against Tom Seaver,
managing Jim Thome.
Jim Thome's 500 home run. Yes. Did he have any other milestones broken under his watch or playing with?
I saw a couple guys hit 300.
Did 400. Anyone ever hit 3,000 hits against you? Like got their 3,000 hits? George Brett? No.
I don't remember.
Nobody
played against them in the same year.
Yeah,
but I don't
this is how big. This is how very rare and how lucky you are. I guarantee you, there's.
They showed me. I'm sorry. When Cal Ripken broke the consecutive records, I was honored to they show me when we was playing Kansas City. At the moment when I was put my glove down, they showed me. Yes.
Yeah.
Because the whole team, the league, they
I don't know why they picked me then because I was playing shortstop against for so many years. They put me. I put my glove down. They showed me.
That's how big of a deal this is. Because if you're the Cleveland Indians, I guarantee you the Cleveland Indian players are excited.
Yeah.
Because like we can witness something that doesn't happen all the time. If he doesn't do it in the next 3 days, the other team that's coming in is like, yes, we get to witness it. It's a big deal.
And for the family too. So I was there for Jim Thome's home run. I know that his family, the White Sox, you're set up. You're there. It's a huge deal for Major League Baseball. Everyone's there. For Miguel's even a bigger deal. He's Latino. There's not a lot of guys on the list as it is. Not a lot of Latinos. He'll be the first Venezuelan. I know Venezuelan media is going crazy. They're trying to find a way to telecast the game. Everyone's tweeting about it. I know that I'll be watching.
We'll be watching
every single at bat. But I think that other than a guy retiring, I think Jim Thome's home run was the biggest one, because I remember the next day everybody brought the pictures.
Yeah.
Wanted to get Jimmy to sign everything.
Because you don't see it.
And I wasn't there for the Tom Seaver one, but I always take pride, like Ozzie Guillén, my father, was a shortstop for the Tom Seaver 300 win.
And I guarantee you, all the players that were there, I don't even know, Rudy Law, whoever was there, they all talk about that. Say, I was a part of the win. Because it's a big deal, because you go into the history books. In 100 years from now, they're going to show that game on MLB Network saying 500 home run from Miguel Cabrera, and you get to see your highlights.
So I think this is how funny, this is how big Jim Thome is to Major League Baseball. They're going to laugh at this. So Paul Konerko's son, Prince, I call him Prince because
the king
is his father. But I don't know if he was wearing number 25 because he's an Andrew Vaughn fan. By the way, Andrew Vaughn, Rookie of the Year. He's got to win it. That's my pick. But he had a 25 jersey on, the new Sox Southside jersey. And I wanted to be like, is that because of Andrew Vaughn, or is he a Jimmy fan?
You know, was a Vaughn.
Well, his dad's, number 14. The number doesn't have it, so it was really cool to see Konerko there. But I remember Jimmy's home run was such a big deal because how excited Paulie was, and I was there for Paulie.
He was in the game too.
It was
so
his father came down, so it was.
But his wife and his father were the same. It was special.
So it was cool though, because we were at a dinner. Jimmy gets brought to the White Sox, okay, and we grew up watching Jim Thome play against the White Sox as a third baseman, and he used to have a nickname for him, bunt on him, meaning you always bunt it to Jimmy, so he'd have to field it. But we grew up watching Jimmy being the best player on the Guardians now, on the on-deck circle. So he remembers seeing us as little guys just being crazy baseball fans.
And there we are at the bar together.
So he asked us, he said, we asked him when he came to the Sox, and we said, Jimmy, we always talk baseball. And he loved it. He's like,
we were in Cleveland.
What can we, he's like, what do you guys want to do with me, play catch, whatever, that you guys would love to do? And I said, we would love to go to dinner with you. Okay. Because he loved the fact that we knew like old school baseball, like Paul Sorrento. He's like, you guys remember all that stuff? And in that dinner, I said, I think it's really cool that you're going to hit the home run with Ozzie managing. And Jimmy goes, so you think I'm going to hit it? And I was like, you're not going to hit it. You're a Hall of Famer. So he's so humble that he didn't, in his head, and I think for all the players around him, for Konerko, for Jermaine, guys who've hit a lot of home runs in the big leagues, they were excited because they know how hard it was. So I remember that whole time, you wanted Jimmy to stay healthy.
We saw Jermaine and Paulie's 300 back to back in Detroit, and we saw Andrew's 400.
And Andrew's 400. So you get there. So when you're looking at that, people think, oh, it's not a big deal for Miguel. Andres Galarraga got stuck at 399.
Yeah,
Roberto Clemente is stuck at 3,000 hits. Yeah. Had he been there, he passed away again. So it's something that when you look at the numbers, you got to be there. And it's celebration night. I'm assuming that the team's gonna have a party for him, his family. I think that this takes pressure off of him.
The Guilléns are making a big lasagna tonight. Well, I should say.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited.
We will be watching the game, and we're really excited about it. So hopefully,
and it goes into my Guillén guarantee. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now.
Picking the Tigers.
I don't think
it's a home run.
I think I'm gonna pick Tigers. Miguel goes deep versus the Guardians.
Cool.
They changed their name. They're on a free fall. Okay, I'm going to pick them every game to Miguel hit a home run and the Tigers winning this whole series. My other pick is this, and this is going to be a wild one. If the White Sox sweep the series,
the Yankees are in the playoffs.
I think the White Sox sweep the Yankees. I think they pay back. I think
from what happened in New York.
I think from what happened in New York, Tim Anderson's comments, him doing this, saying they swept us, we wanted them.
And by the way, Tim is coming on national team.
I know, so I'm saying I think that there was an animosity that we didn't know about, because obviously maybe the media didn't catch it, about maybe the Yankees showed them up. They want to set a tone, send a message.
We're going to try to beat the good
They're
teams.
coming here to Chicago. They're coming from a huge up. By the way, the Eloy Jimenez coming back, he doesn't even, I don't even know if he was even hurt. He's just literally destroying any ball that comes his way. I really think that the pitching sees the way he threw against the Cubs. I really think the White Sox might sweep this series again. So that's my game guarantee. White Sox sweep the Yankees. The Yankees are out unless they do a miracle. And I think Miguel goes deep in the series.
I'm telling everybody right now, I said this in the beginning of the not the beginning of the show, the beginning of the year. Play the Brewers. The Brewers are my pick, and I'm playing them heavy. And I've been winning good amounts of money with the Milwaukee Brewers. I think that they're going to be very, very sneaky team in the playoffs. They got great pitching. And I obviously, of course, I'm also going to pick the Tigers.
But I'm going to say this, they're so popular teams in the West Coast that we've forgotten about the Brewers. The Brewers are like that.
Milwaukee has 3 stud pitchers.
3 stud pitchers. No one really knows their names.
Unbelievable pickup with Eduardo Escobar.
Yeah, I
they
agree.
are a good team. They will be. I think they make it to the National League Championship
So,
Series.
Ozzie, for you, what do you think Miguel?
And also bet.
Yeah,
and
I think
also
Miguel will hit it.
Bet the Braves. The Braves are
Yeah,
in first
you're right,
place.
man.
The Braves are in first place, and they're trending up against the Nationals.
So
Bet the Braves.
what, you think Miguel gets it this weekend?
Yes. Yes, because I think it's a huge day. And I know Miguel's not going to be the type of guy like me. I'm going
We're not gonna-
to
He's
even
excited.
care.
He's excited.
He's
But
excited.
he won't be
right?
nervous.
You know why I'm excited though? Because for me, there's things that happen in your career, Rookie of the Year. You were changing my diapers. I don't really remember. But you playing for the White Sox, coming back in '93, the playoff games that you played. That's why I love your managing career, because I was there for your first win. I was there for the big moments. His son now knows what's going on.
Ozzie,
Yeah.
you used to give Miguel Cabrera used to use your fake ID.
My fake
to
ID.
go
But I'm saying though,
out.
his son's watching it.
That's what I said.
So his
with
son
last week.
sits on
I
this thing.
his son-
I hope he
his
has
son-
him in the uniform. I
his
hope he has
son-
him on the
his
field.
son is old enough to see what's going on, and actually all his kids are old enough.
Yeah,
to see
they're
what's
all,
going on,
yeah.
because his wife is there. They got an entourage traveling with them. Enjoy it. Miguel Cabrera is an amazing, probably top 2 best right-handed hitters ever in baseball in the last 20 years. Enjoy it. We hope he does it, and we hope his family gets to see everything. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, he's excited today. I remember everything that I'm meeting. Venezuela's watching. I know everything that I'm meeting. And again, and congratulations again. Again, if you're going to do karma, Miguel Cairo became the 4th. No, that's 4th, because they were counting 2 players. There's only been 4.
Yeah, well, they counted Miguel Rojas.
Yeah, Miguel Rojas and
What are you talking about?
Managers, the media kind of messed it up. I said 6. They were counting players that got to manage a game. We're only going to count, no controversy, we're only going to count if you were a coach and they let you a chance to manage.
Ozzie Guillén, Alfredo Pedrique, Carlos Mendoza, and Miguel Cairo. The 2 players were Miguel Rojas, and I forget who else.
Alianza.
But I think it's a big deal, okay, when you look at the history books of Latino managers, okay, when someone that doesn't do it that's not Latino, it's not a big deal because they're the number 1,000 guy that gets to manage a game. When you're born in Latin America, meaning you were not born in the United States, meaning that you did not go to college, anything, Miguel Cairo got to be a manager in the big leagues.
Great for Miguel Cairo as well. Eddie Cass, our guy from Top Bar, is saying, if the Aldivino picked the Sox, he goes, throw your money on the Yanks.
By the way, Aldivino, I do not know.
It's never his fault.
By the way, Ozzie Jr., I picked the Yankees. I do not know who Aldivino's picking.
Yeah,
Again,
when he puts the jacket on,
when the jacket on and the hat's on, it's a different pick. Again, let it ride. If you don't think that's a momentum shift. But saying this though, for Miguel Cairo, congratulations. You are the 4th Venezuelan to ever win a game in the big leagues as a manager. It's a huge deal, a great stepping stone, and congratulations. So from Being Guillén here on this Field of Dream show, hope you guys had a good one. We will see you guys next week.
If you build it,
they come.